Okay, so there's a lot going on right now. And some of it is podcast related, some of it's HopeFilled related, some of it involves my career and my personal life. I would love to tell you more about all of it. Really, the one thing that I would like to do right now is to get a cup of coffee, a cup of tea, go out for breakfast or brunch and chat about all the things that are going on and bounce ideas off of my nearest and dearest friends and listening to the wisdom that you have to share with me and anything that's on your heart that you would like to get out, that you'd like to discuss. One of the things that I've got going on right now for HopeFilled Financial Coaching is a workshop program that I'm doing through the community education program with the Park Hill School District. If you can see the video, I've got the magazine in my hands that is associated with this program. I'll put a sign up link in the description below if you're interested, but I'm basically going to be running 3 finance workshops offered over 6 different days. So 2 per workshop. The first one's going to be getting out of debt. It's called Achieving Debt Freedom. It's going to be available in person, 6:30 p.m. on July 16th and August 27th of this year. The second workshop I'm going to be offering is called Budgeters of the Lost Art. This is your Budgeting 101 workshop. If you are trying to start budgeting, this is definitely for you. It'll be offered on the 25th and the 30th of July. Finally, and this is the one that's nearest and dearest to my heart, Honey, I Shrunk the Budget is a workshop about marriage and money. You see, I'm passionate about helping couples not only be able to communicate about money better, but communicate better on the whole, enrich their marriage through the process of learning how to budget as a team. This workshop is going to be offered on the 2nd of July and the 13th of August. If you're local and any of those 3 topics appeal to you, I hope to see you there. One other thing that I need to do tonight after recording this episode is relist the cell phone, the iPhone 7 Plus, that I used to call Dave Ramsey. I had it listed on eBay, it's sold, and the individual who bought it didn't end up paying for it. So now I need to relist it and let it go again. It should be an auction that ends 2-3 days after you're hearing this, if you're hearing it when it releases. So I'll go ahead and throw a link to the eBay listing below. If you wanted to bid on it the first time round, this is your second chance. Oh, and there's just a lot of stuff in my personal life. Some of it I can't share for legal reasons right now, and some of it I just can't share yet because I don't know where it's going. The money guys call it the messy middle. I'm in my 30s. I am in the messy middle. I'm raising a family, and it can be difficult to focus on the textbook, hey, this is the game plan for winning with money in the middle of a whole lot of life that seems to be taking priority. Man, oh man, does retirement want to take a back step when it's hard to keep up with what you need to be doing just for today. This is why Amanda and I really appreciate coasting financial independence. You see, in our 20-somethings, what we did, because we knew that we wanted to raise a family and we knew that life happens, things can happen and it can cost you a lot of money. We're actually part of the messiness right now is we've had to push pause on retirement in order to save up for some large expenses. Yes, we have an emergency fund that we can use to cut a check today and we would be okay. But the emergency fund is going to be radically depleted, putting us in a vulnerable position. And we, quite frankly, don't quite feel fully comfortable with the pace that we'd have to have trying to build that emergency fund back up without pushing pause on retirement for a little bit. Now, pushing pause on retirement, our contributions to retirement means foregoing the match that I have through my current employer. And that is hard to do. It hurts. On paper, it sucks. But the beauty of coasting financial independence is we have permission to engage with this in order to shore our emergency fund back up after dealing with some wild stuff. You see, the goal of coasting financial independence is to have a lump sum that if you left it alone, it would be able to grow by the time you're 59 and a half, give or take. You should be able to retire with dignity. Now, that's not like a fit to the most likely curve or the expected curve given your investment portfolio. I'm talking about a statistical likelihood that you're going to be able to retire with dignity. You can feel with a strong, firm confidence that you're going to make it. There's still going to be a risk that you don't, that you have to wait it out or that you should have contributed more. But in all likelihood, Amanda and I feel comfortable pushing pause on retirement because where we are with our nest egg makes us feel like we only invest because we want to, not because we have to. You see, investing in our nest egg is no longer something that we have to engage in because it is a necessity. More or less, it's a want. So if there's a necessity in today, because we're in the messy middle, that should take precedence over our necessities tomorrow, we don't have to feel like we're trading our hope-filled financial future out in order to deal with a crisis right now. We can feel peace knowing that our future is secured, and we will have the tools and the time and the resources to better take care of the crisis going on now than we otherwise would. So how did we do this? Well, first off, in our teens and early 20s, we worked through school to graduate debt-free before we were married. And out of school, after we got married, but before we had kids, we were able to fully engage in saving a good chunk of our income toward retirement. We lived a lifestyle that was relatively conservative. We lived frugally, naturally, even before I had come up with the Hope-Filled Financial Footsteps. We were in a position in our early marriage where we didn't let keeping up with the Joneses and lifestyle creep steal away our ability to pack on decent investment progress in order to achieve coasting financial independence by our 30s. Now, we know that our circumstances lined us up nicely to achieve coasting financial independence, but I don't want you to miss that we took a lot of intentional steps as individuals and as a married couple in order to make our circumstances what they were and prep the field for growing that nest egg rapidly. Now, if you're married and you're thinking about growing a family, I don't want you to think that you have to delay having kids until you hit coasting financial independence. We didn't hit that goal before having kids, nor was it our plan. We just took advantage of the time we had before children came along in order to make as much progress as we could toward that goal and to keep pushing forward despite starting our family, knowing full well that the messy middle comes as the children grow up. This plan of ours is not for everyone. As a disclaimer, it may not fit your goals. It may not fit your circumstances. It may not fit the life that you want to have right now, and that's okay. What I want to tell you is that this goal of saving up a bunch early on in our 20-somethings so that we have permission to put pause on retirement in our 30-somethings without sacrificing our hope-filled financial future, that plan worked for us. And we are attacking it intentionally, frugally, and we will continue to invest when we want to so that we can have a spectacular retirement. Putting pause on retirement for us is not forever. We like saving. It's something that we want to do. We want to leave a legacy for our children. It's one of our major goals. And that actually sets us up nicely to start talking about today's main topic.